Hey, 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 it's Chaos Queen here, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
Hey, it's Mistress Carrie, and you are listening to Studio 2009.
Shall I make it a telegram?
Oh, Lord, no. A letter will suffice. I dislike sending telegrams or receiving them. There's something about a telegram that makes one feel that some kind of tragedy has occurred.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Any Old Port in a Storm, Studio 2009, episode 172, season 3, episode 2 of the Columbo Files here on the Geekcast Radio Network. This episode that you're about to hear was recorded a year ago. I'm, of course, TFG and Mike. Joining me for this brief interlude before the episode is none other than Mr. David Draper. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm okay.
You're okay? Uh-oh.
We talked about this before the thing. I had a rough year last year, and I need to get back in the game.
Yeah, well, I had a rough year last year,
I know
too.
you did.
Yeah. So
two things can be true at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. 2025 was a very odd year, and we need to get even with it.
That was clever, actually.
Yeah. I just laughed at my own joke. Anyway, Episode 172, Any Old Port in a Storm. Before we get to one of the best episodes of Columbo ever.
Your folks' favorite.
That's right. We have some official Studio 2009 GCRN business to handle. We know I've understood in 17 years of podcasting that people find the podcast episodes later after they've already been published. And, you know, that's the whole point of podcasting is you're not going to always find things right away and everything else. And our podcasts publish everywhere. It's not just to geekcastradio.com. They publish to Apple Podcasts, to Spotify, to whatever you can think of. They also publish on the Geekcast Radio Network LLC YouTube channel. And they publish as static image podcast episodes. It's just audio. The first thing you hear, when you hit play on any one of our podcast, quote unquote, videos on our YouTube channel, the first thing you'll hear is the same thing you'll hear on the podcast. Whomever I choose to introduce the show and to say, you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network, whoever's voice I choose to, like, it could be Gary Chalk, it could be Adam Mastriani, who is a friend of ours. It could be whomever it is. It could be Maurice LaMarche, because we had him on. We interviewed him years ago. Could be whomever it is, because we have all these celebrities and voice actors that we've interviewed in the past. And to me, when I look at a YouTube video, I don't go on YouTube to watch television shows. I go to Tubi, I go to Hulu, Disney, Hulu, whatever, because Hulu's a part of Disney now, Peacock, Netflix, whatever. I don't go to YouTube to seek out television shows. I go to YouTube to find unique, interesting videos that are things you're not going to watch on a TV channel kind of thing. So the reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because when I comment on YouTube videos, I know it's not a dang TV show. It's a YouTube video. It's a podcast. It's a whatever. Especially if I look at a static image and I hear somebody else's voice, I know the difference. So apparently somebody commented on our season 1, episode 111 of Studio 2009, which is Prescription Murder, which we published a year ago, technically 2 years ago in 2024. But according to YouTube, it was published a year ago. This person says, "You're deceitful. Who TF wants to listen to you, make people think this is the full episode. Now, Steve Megatron, who is my best friend in the world, who co-created the Geekcast Radio Network with me, already handled this perfectly by explaining what this is. So we're not here to really address the whole commenter thing. I'm more so wanting to discuss the fact of how do you go on YouTube and not realize it's not the actual television show when you clearly see a podcast artwork and it's not a moving picture and you hear something that is not the opening of a television show? Like, how, just in general, not to this person specifically, how dumb do you have to be? How stupid has this world become that you're not paying attention to it? And the other thing is, the title of the episode, it first thing says 111, the Columbo Files. Like, do you not know? Do you not understand? Like, the Columbo Files isn't even the name of the damn TV show. The name of the show is Columbo. Like,
well, technically the name of the show is like the NBC mystery movie.
Okay, but like later when it was the actual show.
Yeah, like if you buy it on DVD, it's Columbo.
Yeah, it's Columbo. I mean, I just don't understand this. I don't understand people. I don't understand how people cannot, like, and I get it. Most people will go on YouTube are looking for this stuff. But again, it's like, it's one of the reasons why in every episode, when I make the episode post, and we specifically have said in episodes, we watch this series on Tubi, or you have the DVDs. I watch it on Tubi. Tubi is a free television service with ads. You can go on to tubi.tv right now and watch Columbo for free. Like, we are not going to put video on our YouTube channel that we don't own. We're not pirates. We're not going to do stupid shit like that. Like, why would we do that? We've never done that. Like, I don't understand. What the hell? You know what I mean?
You're really overthinking all of this.
I probably am. You're probably correct.
I do sometimes watch TV on YouTube or specific shows. I've never watched a full movie, but they often advertise heavily that, watch this movie. Like some old like loser movie that nobody really cares about. I listen instead of like going. What I'm trying to say is, I think for some people, YouTube. I mean, technically I'm not like actually a boomer, but I mean, in terms of every generation past me, I'm a boomer. I'm not super, internet savvy. And when I go for walks in the park, there are podcasts that I listen to from YouTube as opposed to the other podcasts, Ditch and whatever what I'm saying is, like, I use YouTube very heavily for a multitude of things, and I can see other people doing that. And it's like, I can see this guy probably not very savvy about Columbo. I don't know why he even wanted to watch it, but like, saw Columbo's face, he was like, oh, and he probably saw the title, clicked on it, and immediately he probably twigged within the first couple of seconds that it wasn't an actual episode, and he's like, oh, what I'm saying is, you make it sound like he listened to the whole thing and then was like, well, this is a podcast, I don't understand. I think he very quickly realized that this wasn't what he thought it was.
Yeah,
he's probably just lazy. It was lazy and ill-educated, and because I'm looking at the thing, and it's like, I think if you're paying attention, you can tell that it's a podcast about Columbo. But like,
yeah,
the fact that it's the same thing for every episode, the same thumbnail for every episode.
Yep.
But this is a random guy who wanted a quick, cheap, episode of Columbo, and
yeah.
I mean, did he really need to, like? I mean, I just feel like the guy was like, yeah, this sucks, you suck. I mean, it's like some punk kid going, you suck. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I really feel like you took this way too personally.
It's not that I took
Michael Jordan meme.
It's not that I took it personally. At the end of the day, I really don't care. I just wanted to come on and say, hey, look, huge difference between an actual television show and a podcast. And the fact that he comes on here and says,
But if you're not paying attention and you click on the thing, it's like,
yeah, like you're deceitful. Who the fuck wants to listen to you? Make people
that's a fair
think.
question.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Shut up, Dave.
It's a fair question.
It's not.
And I'm including myself in that, by the way. I'm not just attacking you.
Make people
you as in
think
both of us.
Yeah, make people think it's the full episode. Now that last line, make people think it's the full episode. We have never done that. If you look at the description in episode 111 of Studio 2009, join TF2 and Mike and David Draper as they grab their trench coats and oops, I need to fix that. Head into the world of Columbo. This new series here inside Studio 2009. So join Mike and Dave as they get to sleuthing with Lieutenant Columbo. Every episode from every season in order will be reviewed. Like, this is not saying that we're showing the episodes. None of that description.
Who reads the description, though? Like I said, this guy was probably just cruising true. And I mean, I don't read. Like I will only ever read the description if there's something I really want to know. Right. I'm hoping that information will be in the description, but I usually do that like as I'm watching it. Like it's nobody like reads the description before clicking on the video. This guy like saw Columbo for some reason. He wanted to watch Columbo. It doesn't really strike me as the kind of Columbo viewer, but he clicked on it, realized immediately it wasn't what he thought it was, and he was annoyed. And so he left an angry comment. You guys thought you're deceptive. I thought this was, maybe he looked at the time, because that was my thing. Is the time really doesn't measure out to like a episode of, even a movie episode of Columbo. It's like 1
hour and 2 minutes and 59 seconds.
Yeah, that's not a normal runtime for any TV show. But it's just
exactly.
It's just this guy was lazy and just he cared enough to leave a comment, but like I don't know. Like I really think you're ascribing far more malice to this guy who was just like, well, the fuck.
Yep. And the funny thing about this first episode, way back when, 2 years ago, it has 2,945 views on YouTube. So yay us!
Apparently, somebody wants to listen to it.
Exactly. So there's that. All right, folks. Up next,
ladies and gentlemen, sit back and prepare to watch the wonderful episode "Any Old Port in a Storm," complete and uncut. It's actual video quality. It's a great episode, and we hope that you enjoy watching it here on the Geekcast Network.
The Geekcast Radio Network, LLC. Yes, it's going to be a blast. I hope there wasn't any blasts in that episode. I don't remember. It's been a year or so since we watched it. Oh, that's right.
Or you freaked out because the guy was still twitching when he left him in the...
That's right. He was still twitching. I'm like, oh boy, sequel. Enjoy, folks. We'll catch you later on.
I'm just happy you didn't report me to my superiors.
There is nothing wrong with this podcast. Do not attempt to adjust the volume. Hello and welcome back into our studio. This is Studio 2009. You are here on the Geekcast Radio Network with us. I'm, of course, TF2 and Mike. Joining me is David Draper. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Today we continue on in our journey as we put our trench coats on and jump back in time with Columbo. These are the Columbo files here inside Studio 2009. And as always, starting at the beginning, going forward in order. I'm watching on 2BTV. Dave has the complete series DVD set. And today is Season 3, Episode 2, and we are stuck in any old port in a storm. Which apparently I missed the whole double entendre because I am not a wine connoisseur. I was raised on beer. Like Columbo.
Well, he mentions that he got to stomp on the grapes and they had some wine. Yeah. His dad was a tail gunner on a beer truck.
Yep.
During Prohibition.
Yep. Absolutely. This was fun. I love this episode.
Okay, good. Because your response to the thing before we started recording was a little kind of nebulous.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'd kind of like because this apparently is Peter Falk's favorite episode. I sent you a little thing about that, and I was like, "Oh, you didn't like that one? I thought it was a really fun episode. I thought Donald Pleasence was was really game, and connecting with our previous episode, another horror icon. Although he wasn't one yet.
Yes,
it would be another 5 years before he visited Haddonfield, Illinois.
Yes, exactly.
I love the pause where you're like, "Huh? On Halloween?"
Oh yeah, I don't do horror, man. I respect the genre, and I respect and admire the people who love the genre, but I don't do
horror and I don't do slasher films. But you know what? I know my history and I know the iconic ones.
Yeah, I know the iconic ones sort of adjacently, like horror to me is that adjacent area right over there. Mm. So yeah, but no. I like this episode again, but I like this more than I like the first episode.
And for those, like we've said this a dozen times, but we record 2 episodes in a day, so.
Yep.
I see he's an Italian, and we Italians, we got to stick together.
Anyway, any old port in a storm. What did you send me? You sent me.
So there's
where he explains why it's his favorite episode.
I sent you a clip, or not a clip, but like a screenshot from a very clickbaity.
Okay.
Article where he talks about why it's a favorite episode, and then I sent you. There's a guy in Sweden, I want to say, who takes clips from stuff, specifically Columbo and Red Letter Media, which is like, just add Jurassic Park and you've got my perfect Venn diagram. But and he makes weird little music videos out of like random clips. So there's a line at the very end of the episode where Donald Pleasence flips out and goes, "This liquid filth."
Yes.
The whole music video about the liquid filth.
Yes. Yeah, Noiseland.
Noiseland.
Yeah. And what Columbo had said in the blurb was that even though the character, what Fox said about Columbo, even though the character was always disheveled and whatever else, he always had high respect and praise for the finer things in life. Like, the guy likes the finer things in life. He just doesn't think he needs, like, he's a simple man.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot going on in this episode.
Yes.
First of all, it's the first appearance of this old man, which is kind of like unofficially Columbo's theme song. Uh-huh. This old man, he plays knick-knack on his thumb.
Yep.
Like, this is the first time you hear that, and I was like, I knew that it was there somewhere.
Yep.
It's what really blew my mind was we get multiple mentions of the wife.
Yes.
And we get mention of a child.
I was like, wait, what? That was my last note. Literally, I stopped taking notes after he says my wife and my kid. I'm like, wait.
Well, he mentioned babysitter. He like first he said, I'll go with you guys, but I got to get a babysitter. I'm like, for what? And then later he mentions he does have a kid. I'm like, holy cats.
Yeah, I was like, what, like, huh? Yeah, no, this one was so good. And my biggest sticking point for this entire episode, up until poor Rick gets thrown off a cliff, I swear to God, after he gets hit, after the wine snob half brother.
Okay, let's set up the episode real quick. Because I know what you're gonna say, and so it takes place in the Cassini winery.
Yes.
And Donald Pleasence plays the guy who. So he runs the winery, but he doesn't own it. His half brother Rick owns it, but like their father established the winery.
Yep.
And It's Adrian, right? Adrian Cassini is Donald Pleasence. He runs the winery. He's a wine snob. He got all the money in the will, and Rick, the half brother, got the actual land. And Rick is, it's interesting. He's kind of like they're both kind of flawed, and Rick has decided he's going to sell the land to what was it, the Minari brothers?
Yeah,
basically to like guys who make box wine. No, not snobs, box wine. And Adrian is an uber wine snob. I mean, there's literally a line about how he'll vent 10 bottles and never sell them.
Yes. I didn't say the Scolari. God,
not the Scolari, brother. I keep wanting that too. Don't.
But I didn't say they were snobs. Adrian is the snob. I called them slobs because he calls them slobs because that's the thing. To him, they are lower class. They are people he doesn't.
They're box wine guys. Yeah. He literally says like 23 cents a gallon. Yeah. I can't remember the actual price, but they're the cheapo wine guys that sort of crank him out. And he's like, he freaks out and he clocks his brother with something. We have a debate over, we neither one of us was apparently paying enough attention. I thought it was a phone. You thought it was a vase. I don't think it was a vase because I didn't hear it break. And then the whole thing is,
I don't know what it was. All as I know is that scene when Adrian clocks his brother with whatever blunt force object that it is. It just reminds, like what I said was to you off air. I said, it's like, Colonel Mustard in the library with the candlestick. It literally reminded me of Clue, that scene because after he hits his brother, I swear to God, and I have the audio.
You think I'm gonna let some ignorant Neapolitan turn it into a wide of heaven?
I don't think you have any choice.
Yes, I do.
Every time
he's still alive.
Yeah.
No, he is still alive. That's the whole thing. Like he if you pay attention to the dialogue, he has like a wine cellar, wine vault.
Yes.
And he drags his brother into the wine vault. And there's this whole thing we're kind of skipping. There are some other snobs there who are going to make him wine snob of the year, and his secretary is kind of coming in and out. And this is all taking place on a Sunday. And he's trying to like dance around these guys. It's like a 70s sitcom where the guy's dating two girls at once. It's like, I'm trying to do my Adrian Cassini stuff and also murder this guy. He knocks him out and he drags him into the wine vault and he turns off the air conditioning. This is central to the plot. Air conditioning and like the moisturizer, and he ties his brother up and then leaves him in the vault, and then he goes off to New York for like a week. And when he comes back, you can tell that the brother had been thrashing around before he died. They leave on a Sunday. The coroner eventually establishes that the guy died on a Tuesday, and then he's into scuba diving, and he's got a fancy sports car, the brother. So Adrian like loads up the body. He's dragging his body around, which I said off air reminds me of the Martin Landau episode where like one man could not carry an old man body around, but like poor little portly Donald Pleasence is carrying this big muscly goon around all over the place. He puts him in the scuba gear and chucks him off a cliff and leaves the car.
Yeah.
Now, it's also important that the car is a convertible.
Yes.
Because on the day that he died, I think either the day he died or the day after, but one of the days of the week that the car was supposed to be sitting there with its top off, it rained. The day he was supposed to be diving, it rained.
Yeah. It was Thursday, the blah, 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 but it was a Thursday, I think.
So that's part of it, because like, this car has like plush carpeting for some reason.
Yeah.
70s. So the whole thing is, he was alive when he was left in the vault. Like they specifically show him breathing on purpose to establish that Donald Pleasence let him die. That was one of the plot points, was that the coroner goes, he hasn't eaten for 2 days before he died, and Columbo asks the fiancée, was he like that? Was he on a weird fad diet? Like, yeah. No, it's actually kind of gruesome in a way. Like
very.
He's and then the whole thing is, during the time that they're gone, there was like a heat wave. There was like a really super hot day, and because he had the air conditioning turned off in the vault, all the wine spoil.
Yep.
But he's gone, so he doesn't know that happened.
Yep. Because Columbo goes in there and gets a bottle of his wine and takes it to the restaurant. Oh man, I love this episode.
Well, yeah, at the end, the whole thing is Columbo goes, "I'm real sorry that I've been bugging you all this time. Let's go and I'll take you out to the nicest restaurant in town. I'll pay for everything." And and part of it was that sorry, my thing went off again. Part of it was that during the establishing of the vault, Columbo's like, "Are you sure you can't get locked in here?" And Pleasence goes full ham. He's like, "I'm going to go outside. I'm going to close the door and let you figure out how to escape." And when he does that, Columbo steals a bottle of the port. So like he's kind of been planning, which is weird that he was planning this final solution all along. But like he did establish before he goes into the vault that he talked to his wife and was like, "Do you remember that day that was really, really hot? What day was that?"
Yep.
So, and then at the end, he as a gesture of goodwill, he takes him out to dinner, and then he has the wine guy. I think it's sommelier. I might be wrong on that. I am not cultured. But it has him bring this one port, and of course Donald Pleasence is like, "Oh, that's a really rare port. I have one of those myself." And then they drink the wine, and like the secretary and Columbo are both like, "Yeah, this is pretty good," and he's like, "This is terrible. It's spoiled. It's ruined. This an exciting meal has been ruined by this liquid filth." And then he kind of somewhere and they mention, "Oh yeah," somewhere it clicks in his head. "Oh, okay, so it was really hot this one day when I was gone. My wine's all spoiled. It's going to let them know that I turned off the air conditioning in my vault." So it ends with him at that same cliff, I guess, throwing bottles of his wine, spoiled wine, into the ocean, and then Columbo's there because Columbo knew that's what he was going to do.
Yep. This was so fun. Again, you got your normal standard plot of, okay, they're technically half brothers, but let's just say brother versus brother. One wants to do one thing, the other one wants to do the other thing the other one doesn't want to do. And of course, one's going to kill the other one, so that way the one that wants to get his way can get his very literally pinky in the air is Adrian kind of person, like has to have everything his way. Yada yada yada.
Well, there's a line about Dad gave us the something, and his mother was English and gave him the breeding.
Yes, yeah, and again, it just, I wish. Okay, we all know writing for television, for movies, is a huge part of it, obviously. People have to create the stories, they have to create the characters, and then the actors get to bring the characters to life.
Everybody but Hollywood producers.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, a little cynical there.
Uh-huh. I understand. My whole point in even saying any of that is that I wish writing today was as good as, yes, some of Columbo has been very predictable because we've seen, like, Columbo's over 50 years old. We get it. Okay, fine. It is what it is. But, man, if he isn't one of the, if not the best television detective characters that has ever existed, like, just everything in, even the last episode, even though I didn't generally like the overall episode, I still like watching how he is in these episodes. But this episode has a villain you love to hate, has a stepbrother or half-brother character that you don't really get attached to, but you kind of feel sorry for because obviously the poor schmuck got murdered. But you kind of get to know how different he was to his half-brother. And then you get the secretary. So you got her.
I remember her being a bigger deal than she turned out to be. At the very end, she has figured out something happened, and she lies to Columbo and then tries to manipulate Adrian into being something a little bit more than just a secretary.
Yes. Yeah, and that doesn't work out for her.
Well, it's because Adrian gets caught, and he's kind of like, he literally says it's kind of a relief because actually her name is literally Karen.
Yeah.
Karen was putting the thumb screws to me. She was quite the little Iron Maiden.
Yes, she was.
Quite Karen, one might say.
And this was obviously before the whole.
Yeah. This was
obviously
just,
way
50 years before the whole.
Yeah.
That's why it was funny and ironic that was her name.
Yes, absolutely. I always think of Becky's when I think of that kind of character because, oh boy. You ain't never seen a woman so angry than you just would see my wife at the mention of Karen, because her name was Karen, and she was nothing like how that personality is. It's like, oh boy.
And every time they brought it up, she would demand to see the.
No.
It's a joke.
No. I know, but no.
Pretty easy one.
Yeah, no, I know. No.
Well, also, did she have the hair? To be fair, Karen doesn't have the hair. On the show, the character Karen does not have the hair. She's got like long Sissy Spacek coal miner's daughter hair, kind of, which I think was a big 70s thing.
My Karen had Cousin It hair.
Which is kind of like TV Karen.
But her personality was nothing like.
No.
Obviously. No. I know. I'm just saying, like, every time, like, when that whole thing started, my first thought was, wait a minute, I thought we used to call this the way that this personality thing was. Wasn't that Becky from the Becky? Like, and I don't know why it had to whatever, and she would just go like she's like, I'm nothing. It's kind of like another thing that has happened in Hollywood lately, or not necessarily lately, but in the past, the slap heard round the world.
Yeah.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. I swear, every time she would hear, she's like, keep my name out your mouth. Oh boy, it's hilarious. But yeah, no, she turns out to be
quite the little Iron Maiden, as Adrian says.
Yes, and that luckily he gets caught before anything happens to her.
Ooh, yeah. Like a lot of times in Columbo episodes, finding out the guy did it is not the best. Letting the guy know that you did it is not the best move.
No, as we found out in the last
episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, again, this was like both of the ones we've talked about today, and I realize they're two different episodes.
Yep.
For the listeners, feel more like passion isn't the right word, but like crimes of passion.
Yeah.
Like because and usually a lot of Columbos traditionally have the elaborate scheme that the killer has already come up with, and part of the intro is to establish why he wants to enact the scheme.
Yeah.
Very mousetrappy. Whereas in these two, it's been someone provoked you and you lashed out.
Yeah.
And then you she didn't really come up with a scheme for Martin Sheen, but Adrian comes up with a pretty elaborate scheme to get rid of his brother.
Yeah, very elaborate. And I didn't even realize that was a scuba suit that he put him in. I thought he put him in 2 trash bags.
Oh.
I didn't even realize it was the scuba suit. Yeah, no, I kept looking. I kept looking at the body in the water, and I'm like, he put him in 2
Well, even when he was in the water, because you see the tank.
Yeah, I know. All I kept seeing was the black part of the stuff. I don't know. But yeah, no, this one was so fun. I really enjoyed this.
I mean, it really sort of does highlight that the guest star really makes a difference, because he brings a lot of character and personality to the role.
Yep.
And Columbo, I think it gives Columbo something to add. This was very classic traditional what you think of with Columbo, where
Yeah.
like because he's actually throughout the entire like even at the very end. I love how at the very end, well, there's like little like the little bits between them where he's like, "Was that day that was really hot? Was that a record? I would have liked it to have been a record."
Yeah.
And they stop right at the end of the winery and they have a little dessert wine.
Yep.
It's just this weird little kindness that Columbo shows to this guy because I think he genuinely likes him, but he undid a bad thing.
Yeah, Columbo, the way the TV show goes, it's weird. Certain criminals are treated a certain way, other criminals are treated other certain way.
Well, I think a lot of it depends on how they react around Columbo.
Well, right, but like normally something like this, you would have at least one officer there to take the criminal away. To like this is just, hey, let's get in my like literally he doesn't even handcuff him. Let's get in my car. Let's have some dessert wine, and then you're going to jail. Like we know the guy's going to go to jail, obviously. Hello, because you can't like. Columbo's not a corrupt cop. We know that, obviously. But it's one of those things where I think that over 3 seasons so far of this television show, yes, every criminal is a different case and every criminal is a different circumstance. But I think sometimes some of them need to have some sort of similarity to them. This one was fine. This one, it is what it is. But I just noticed, like, he basically has no other officers with him. I think he has his sergeant with him. The guy.
Not when he arrests him. No.
Not when he arrests him? Okay.
No, he's all by himself. Because
right.
they're in the Peugeot, which I don't think it has room for 3 people.
No, it doesn't. Which is funny because the Peugeot shows up earlier in the episode. It was before he was on the phone with his wife. So the car
it was when they drive up to the thing and he sees the sports car.
Yes. He drives up and he sees the sports car. And they start talking. They start talking about the cars. The line I wrote down is a line from 30 years ago. The car. Chicks dig the car. It was the only thing I could think of because it's from Batman Forever, because that movie is 30 years old this year. And then what was funny to me is he's on the phone with his wife after that scene. She reminds him to, when he goes to the store, get a head of lettuce and 2 quarts of milk.
Yep.
He says, "Okay, thank you," and he hangs up. I don't know.
Say I love you.
Yeah. Obviously we don't hear her into the conversation. I don't know what she said, but he doesn't say I love you. He doesn't. I was like, wait, what? Wait a minute. This is your wife. Come on now.
Maybe agreeing to buy a head of lettuce and 2 quarts of milk is his love language.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't. That struck me as weird too.
Yeah. And then, like we already mentioned, my wife and my kid. I was like, whoa, okay. I know you mentioned babysitter the whole time, but
he never really. I don't think he mentioned. The thing is, I don't think he actually mentioned his kid outright. He just talked about a babysitter. He couldn't get a babysitter, and the presumption was, well, obviously that was for a kid.
Right, but no, he does say it. I wrote it down.
Does he? I don't think he says. I don't remember him actually mentioning his child. I remember him mentioning his wife and not being able to get a babysitter.
I've got the audio. We'll see what's in the audio.
Okay. But I don't remember.
What I remember is, and you normally I would say you're right, because maybe it's Uncle Columbo. Maybe it's one of his nieces or nephews.
No, I don't think it was. It was clearly supposed to be his. What I'm saying is, everything made it clear that there was a child in their home.
Yes.
But I don't think he ever actually specifically said his child. Like he talked about a babysitter in the way that you would trying to get one for a child, but he never actually said my kid. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I might be wrong. I could be wrong, but like I remember kind of because obviously, even though I've watched all these, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, I was like, wait. That's why I wrote it literally. I wrote it down as, quote, my wife and my kid. I was like, he actually, whoa, wait a minute. Huh. But I'll go back in the audio when I edit the episode, and I'll see what the tail of the tape says.
Because I remember thinking at the time, because, 2025, it's like, yeah, obviously in the 70s it wasn't like this. I know it wasn't like this in the 70s, but like, it's like, well, maybe it was for his dog.
No.
Or, well, I mean.
No. I don't think the dog.
I know, absolutely. I was making a joke about the fact that obviously it was not for his dog or his nephew.
Yes, absolutely. Anything else with this one?
No, this was a good one. This was I mean, they're all good ones, but like this one really hit on all thrusters.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Okay, so we haven't done this in a little while. Did the show keep your interest throughout?
Yes.
Yep, absolutely. Are we itching to watch the next episode now? Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Yep. Yes, we will recommend this show to people, obviously. And the overall grade, what are we going to give Any Old Port in the Storm?
I mean, I've sort of set myself up that there are certain conditions for a 5, so I'm going to say 4.5. It's pretty close. Like the appearance of this old man, like, made me really happy because that's the Columboism. The thing about the kid just blew my mind because I don't remember that ever coming up before or since. And then I keep wanting to say Loomis. Donald Pleasence was great. He was a lot of fun in that role.
Yeah. Well, unlike you, I don't need the dog to give it a 5, so I'm going to give it a 5.
Hey, that's right. He does have a dog with clearly a lot of medical needs because he's always at the vet.
That's true. Oh man, I could see a detective comedy series with the dog, the vet, and Columbo. That would be an interesting Three's Company episode.
I would bet money that there's a series of books that are almost exactly like that. I know there's the cat one that was really successful.
Yeah.
So I'm sure somebody did one with dogs. The cat who did this, the cat, and then the thing is, there are 2 cats. The one cat has like weird, almost mystical powers, and the other cat's just a normal cat.
Oh wow!
My mother loved mysteries, so she read all these books.
Very cool, very cool. All right, folks. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. We're going to head to a quick ad break. You're going to hear some podcast ads and some other stuff. We'll come back to close the show right after this.
Okay. Thank you very much. Excuse me. My name is Lieutenant Columbo. I'm with the Los Angeles Police Department, and I need a little help. Can anybody here tell me, did it rain last Tuesday?
Hello, geeks and geekettes! Looking for a podcast that covers a vast array of topics? Then check out Altered Geek Unleashed, where we discuss our thoughts on this week's geeky news, tech, gaming, television shows, movies, cartoons, comics, and more. So, get altered, get geeky with the Altered Geeks, every Friday on the Geekcast Radio Network.
Are you missing entertainment in your life? Welcome to Captain Ruggles Gaming. Whether it's guides, roleplay content, or our shenanigans with our collaborations with the 20 years standing strong Fart Clan, also known as Fast Action Response Team, or the Wrecking Crew, we have something for everyone. So join us when we traverse the cosmos of space games, survive the undead in zombie games, or just having fun in first-person shooters or random indie games. Visit us now at geekcastradio.com and youtube.com/@Captain Ruggles, or Google search Captain Ruggles Gaming. It's game time, and I'll see you out on the battlefield.
Because the world needs another movie podcast.
The Geekcast Radio Network presents for your listening pleasure the Cinema Geek.
Hosted by Amanda, Kevin, Matt, and Dan.
Each week we dive headfirst in the landscape of movies as we discuss movie news, play movie games,
go in-depth on reviews,
and even have a top 10 countdown or two.
Also, don't miss our director retrospective series, where we review noted directors' movies film by film. Bottom line is, if you love movies and love podcasts, you need to experience the Cinema Geeks.
You can find us on iTunes or geekcastradio.com.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting.
Toy hunt by day, punk rock band by night. We'll take any excuse to get in the van.
We all collect different toy lines like those real American heroes.
G.I. Joe! To the toys that are more than meets the eye, Transformers.
To He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
From vintage to modern and all topics in between, you can always expect some rowdy and passionate discussion because we love talking toys here on the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast.
Hey toy fans, this is John, also known as Iacon Dispatch. You can find me on pretty much every social network at Iacon Dispatch, where I share cool Transformers and Star Wars stuff that I like. Thanks so much to the great people at Geekcast Radio Network for putting this awesome project together and for once again letting me contribute to it. Definitely had a lot of fun with it. Take it easy, everyone, and I'll see you around online.
For the best in science fiction, join Mark Baumgarten, Vicky Jakubowski, Zion Kiros, and Juan San Miguel on the award-winning podcast Mark Who 42's Universe. Doctor Who, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Star Trek, and more are all fair game with Mark Who 42, which has been around since 2012 in one form or another. Mark Who 42's Universe is proud to be a part of Geekcast Radio Network, the best place to get your geek on. Listen to us bi-weekly or weekly if we have a topic relevant for you, our listeners. Mark Who 42 on Geekcast Radio Network, a match made in a galaxy near you.
What's up, folks? My name is Mike, and I am the host of the Mike Seibert Radio Podcast, your favorite Transformers adjacent podcast, and I've got 60 seconds to tell you all about my show. Good thing I've got a catchy theme song to do most of the work for me.
Mike Seibert Radio, we talk about stuff and things, lots of guests in-depth interviewing. Mike Seibert Radio, it's nobody's favorite show. Movies, comics, video games, and TV.
I also talk about the Transformers the movie about as much as I talk about Boba Fett. My guests are independent artists who tell their stories and give terrific advice about pursuing your creative interests, and I encourage you to do the same thing, even if I can't take my own advice. Brevity is not my first best strength, but you could subscribe to Mike Seibert Radio on most podcast apps so you never miss an episode. Make good choices.
It's time for Mike Seibert Radio.
Do you know John Hyatt songs?
Maybe you know them from being covered by Roseanne Cash, Three Dog Night, the Neville Brothers, Emmylou Harris, Eric Clapton, B.B. King, Jeff Healey, Bonnie Raitt, or literally hundreds of others.
Maybe you have some of his albums on your shelf, or in your cow-horned Cadillac right now.
I'm Jesse Jackson.
And I'm Sylvan Groff.
And we're going to dive in from A to Z. Join us on the Perfectly Good Podcast.
We're going to discuss all of your favorites and uncover some forgotten gems, from Aces Up Your Sleeve to Zero House.
Rate and debate every John Hyatt song on the Perfectly Good Podcast. Have a little faith.
On the Simplistic Reviews Podcast, we talk movies. We talk TV. We talk...
Hello, Julie, what the heck are you doing?
Trying to make our spots sound more exciting by adding explosions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could have got the point across with sound effects, not the real thing. Car.
Download the show on iTunes or at simplisticreviews.blogspot.com.
I'm sure your insurance company will cover that.
No, they won't.
No, they probably won't.
All right, folks. We are back here inside Studio 2009, only on the Geekcast Radio Network. Any final thoughts from you, sir, as we escape the annual port in a storm?
No, I think it was a fun episode. I do like the scene. It was very interesting where Columbo goes to the wine store to learn about wine.
Yes.
The French guy.
Yes.
And I love the line about how you tell a good wine from the bad wine. And the guy goes, the price.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
And we also, like he did, we're always keeping track of whether or not he drank anything, and he took sips.
Yeah. Which I understand. And again, maybe it's my own bias because I just assume most police officers don't
they're not supposed to.
Drink on the job. Okay, I understand if you're a police officer and you go home and you want to have a drink when you're not on duty. But when you're on duty, that's my thing. It isn't about whether they drink or not overall. It's about when they drink on duty. That's the thing. Because every time I've ever heard on television or in real life a police officer say, "No, I'm sorry, I'm on duty. I can't have a drink, or I can't do this, or I can't do that."
Yeah, there's a lot of jobs that are like that where you're not supposed. Yeah. And ironically, they're all the high stress ones.
Well,
ironically, he said, ironically.
Yes, absolutely.
Like pilot and doctor and firefighter. You're not supposed to drink on the job.
Yeah, well,
you're not really supposed to drink on the job with any job, but a few of them. Yeah, no, I don't. Okay, so I don't drink myself.
Me either.
I sort of have and I will say that my understanding of wine culture is probably very biased based on media presentations. But I mean, it does seem like yeah, he takes sips, and that's what you do with fancy, expensive wines. You take sips. Yep. So I don't think his. Oh
no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think his judgment. I don't know, but I mean, it is a thing that we keep track of. Because I remember there was one where he had a glass and he was playing around with it. And he never drank it, and we're like, he never drank the booze. Yeah. Yeah. And we're not. I wasn't saying. I don't think you've ever said that. He can't go home and have a beer.
Yeah. No.
It's just this one was set in a winery, and he had a couple of sips. I don't think Adrian Cassini got the case thrown out on that grounds.
No.
Oh, and speaking of which, because you mentioned in the last one that you felt that the some of the sets, some of the environments looked like a soundstage.
Yeah.
I will say that Adrian Cassini spent all this money on the wines, but man, those signs for the vineyard, man, I could make those.
Yeah.
He paid his finest 12-year-old to come up with the Cassini Winery sign. Those look cheap.
Very. Yeah. He'll pay $5,000 for a limited edition bottle of wine, but he can't pay at least $200 for a good sign.
It's not a limited edition.
Okay,
it's not like Todd McFarlane just decided to only make a couple and release them through Walmart so nobody could find them. It was from the 30s or something.
Yes. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't use the correct terminology.
I just thought it was cute that you used the collecting nerd terminology.
Well,
I mean, he is, and to be fair, he is. When he was talking about that scene where he's at the auction and he's buying he's like, I don't have the money for this, but I'm gonna buy this bottle of wine anyway. I mean, as a guy with a basement full of toys, I connected with that.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to me that you use the term limit, you use our collector nerd. He is a collector nerd, but he's a
wine connoisseur,
vintage collector nerd.
Yeah.
This is limited edition.
But the point is that he'll spend $5,000 on a rare vintage. There you go, instead of spending $200 on a good sign.
Yes. Well, and the brother, that's one of the things the brother's mad about, is that he burned through all the money being a snob instead of
Yep. Which is why he has to sell to the
brothers.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us here inside the studio. If you'd like to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show, there's several ways to do so. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can listen to and comment on all of our content. You can also check out shop.geekcastradio.com, buy our stuff. You can send any email to feedback@geekcastradio.com. We are on most of the podcatching clients out there, Apple and other stuff. You can follow us on Twitter at Geekcast Radio for the network, at It's Studio 2009 for the podcast. I am at TF2 on Mike. Dave isn't on social media.
No.
You can go to facebook.com/Geekcast Radio Network, as well as checking out Studio 2009 podcast over there. Join us next time when Dave and I will be discussing Season 3, Episode 3, Candidate for Crime.
Ooh.
For now, I am TF2 and Mike with
Dave Draper.
You'll hear us back in the studio soon.
I think I'll be running along now, sir. Thank you very much. I certainly enjoyed it.